He openly kissed a new actress in the private room. When I found out, I calmly ended our relationship. After leaving that private room, I immediately removed my investment and made him a trending topic for his infidelity. A lively birthday party. The private room was filled with laughter from men and women. Jason was sprawled on the couch, a flirty young woman on his lap. They were shamelessly intimate, and just as they were about to kiss, I pushed open the private room door. Perhaps they hadn't expected me to show up suddenly, as the once lively private room instantly fell silent. Jason's friends nervously spoke up, one even nudging Jason, who was kissing another woman. Grace, what are you doing here? What, I can't come to my fiancé's birthday party? I calmly walked towards Jason. The young woman on his lap, seeing me, kept hiding in Jason's arms as if she were incredibly shy. I found it amusing. They were kissing so passionately in front of everyone just moments ago, and now my arrival made her shy? Jason's hand was still on the girl's waist, and a hickey was clearly visible on his neck. There wasn't a hint of guilt about being caught cheating by his fiancée. Didn't you say you weren't coming? I was 3 years older than Jason. When I met him, he was a struggling student working multiple jobs, while I had just returned from overseas, ready to inherit the family business as the Vance family's only daughter. He was skilled at charming others. I dated him against my parents' wishes, investing resources, providing connections, and launching his career. 3 years ago, he proposed to me, vowing to be with me forever. In return, I gave him a major production that made him an overnight sensation as the male lead, winning numerous awards. He had fame, money, and status. I thought he would finally start considering our marriage, but he always made excuses. Now, it was clear that all the talk of love and vows was fake, only the manipulation was real. Perhaps there had been love once, but his approach was always driven by ulterior motives, and that fleeting affection was insignificant compared to his self-interest. I gave a faint smile, not answering him, but instead asked, "Do you have no regard for me now?" Before he could reply, I took off the ring from my hand and dropped it into a drinking glass. Jason, this is where we end things. Seeing the drink splash on the table, Jason was visibly annoyed. What are you stirring up now? There are so many people here. Is this the time for you to throw a tantrum? Who I am, and who they are. I had always been so docile around him that he'd forgotten that among these people, I was the one with the real power. Can't you understand plain language? From this moment on, we are officially breaking up. As soon as I said that, the atmosphere in the private room froze. Everyone present knew how much I liked Jason. Initially, they probably thought I was just speaking out of anger. But seeing my serious expression, they realized things had escalated. One of them quickly stepped forward. Grace, this is just a misunderstanding. Jason had too much to drink and wasn't thinking straight. He probably doesn't even know what he did. Jason was always a person who cared about appearances. Being dumped by me unilaterally in front of so many people, he naturally felt he was losing face. You want to break up, do you? Grace, don't you dare regret it. Don't come pleading me to get back together later. I let out a scoff, picked up a liquor bottle from the table, and smashed it over his head. Alcohol mixed with blood streamed down his face. He probably hadn't expected me to do that. He froze completely, and everyone else present was terrified. The young woman shrieked and leaped out of his embrace. I pulled out 2 tissues and wiped my hands. Are you sober now? Jason, you'll be the only one regretting this, and you'll be the only one pleading to get back together. After today, I'll make sure you go back to where you came from. Before leaving, I glanced at the young woman. She looked familiar. I think she was a new actress who had recently gained some traction, named Chloe. His friends immediately called an ambulance. Jason, Grace is just furious this time. Just be patient and sweet talk her later, and she'll come around. Jason clutched his head, gritting his teeth. Chase her, my ass. I hope this is for real this time. She can stop hounding me. I've wanted to break up with her forever, and if she hadn't had money back then, I wouldn't have bothered with her. Now I'm rich, why would I stay with that hag? Why wouldn't I find someone younger and prettier? Leaving the private room, I called my best friend, Zoe, to invite her out for drinks. To be honest, it would be a lie to say I wasn't upset after all those years together. When arrived, several liquor bottles on the table were already empty. Why are you drinking so much? I poured her a drink. Jason and I broke up. Hearing that, Zoe slapped her thigh and blurted out, good riddance. But what happened this time? I briefly told her the whole story. As soon as I finished, Zoe, seething with anger, started to head out. You just said he's in the private room across the hall, right? I'm going to kill him. Damn that scumbag, I've hated him for ages. He can't possibly be naive enough to think he got all his fame and fortune on his own, can he? Without you, Jason would be nothing. I grabbed her arm. Don't get your hands dirty. There are plenty of ways to deal with someone like him. Zoe emphasized. Grace, you're serious this time, right? He actually cheated on you. I looked at her calmly. I'm serious. I won't get back together with him. Before, our arguments were just minor squabbles, easily resolved with a little coaxing. But this time, he cheated on me so openly. I'm not a doormat. I don't know how much I drank that night. All I knew was that I woke up the next day in my arch-nemesis's bed. I frantic. Ally ran out of the bedroom and saw Marcus, dressed in black loungewear, casually sitting at the dining table, eating breakfast. Hearing the commotion, Marcus turned his head to look, sizing me up with a teasing smile. You're up pretty early. I thought you'd sleep till noon. I followed his gaze downwards and realized I wasn't wearing pants, just a white shirt that barely covered my thighs. I grabbed a throw pillow from the sofa and threw it at him. What are you looking at? Keep staring and I'll gouge out your eyes. I ran back into the bedroom, yelling at him, where are my clothes? Marcus laughed, caught the throw pillow, put it back on the sofa, and walked towards the bedroom. Yesterday, you didn't just throw up all over yourself, you threw up all over my car too. Hearing that, I felt a little embarrassed. Well, then lend me a pair of pants first. Marcus pointed to the closet. They're in there. Help yourself. I slammed the door shut and found a pair of pants that barely fit. Since the waist was too big, I also took one of his belts. When I came out, Marcus had already prepared breakfast for me. I took the milk he handed me. How did I end up sleeping at your place? Zoe, Marcus, and I, the three of us grew up together. But I never got along since childhood. He always bullied me. I hated him, he was so annoying. Because of him, no one ever pursued me when I was in school. He scared away all my potential suitors. Later, due to work, we all got too busy and spent less time together. After I started dating, our contact became even more infrequent. Before today, we hadn't seen each other in over half a year. Marcus raised an eyebrow, his tone teasing. Heard you got cheated on. I was planning to go see the drama, but instead, I picked up a drunk. I shot him a glance, and he immediately shut up. I asked him, my clothes, did you change them? Marcus replied with utter disgust. How could I? You changed them yourself. You threw up everywhere, it was disgusting. I looked at him with suspicion. I was that drunk? I could change by myself? Marcus looked absolutely certain. Of course, you're incredibly capable. I ignored him and started eating breakfast, then suddenly remembered something. Where's Zoe? Her boyfriend picked her up last night. Just then, my phone rang. It was Jason, and it was a video call. I glanced at Marcus, who was sitting across from me, and didn't bother to hide it. I answered the call, placed the phone directly on the dining table, and put it on speakerphone. Jason's tone was not good. Are you behind the trending topic on Twitter? I found it baffling. What trending topic? Jason sounded furious. What are you pretending about? Do you dare say those photos have nothing to do with you? Are you intentionally messing with me? I quickly checked the trending topics. The hashtags Jason and Chloe had already blown up, complete with photos and proof. Besides the scene I witnessed last night, there were also pictures of him holding hands and kissing Chloe at various events. Even if some wore masks, I recognized him instantly. I couldn't help but find it a little funny. If it weren't for this trending topic, I wouldn't have known Jason had been cheating on me for so long. In the video, Jason was still aggressively questioning me. Just as I was about to fire back, Marcus picked up my phone. I'm behind what's on the trending topics. At that, Jason was silent for 3 seconds, then raised his voice. Who the hell are you? Grace, you're with another man first thing in the morning? You two slept together last night, didn't you? You cheated on me, you son of a bitch, and you've wanted to break up with me for a long time, haven't you? I laughed in anger, wondering how I ever fell for a man like him. He's such a scumbag, he thinks everyone else is like him. Perhaps to spite him, I stood up and kissed Marcus on the cheek right in front of Jason. That's right, this is my new boyfriend. If I hadn't broken up with you, I wouldn't have known I used to dig for boyfriends in the trash. Jason went crazy, shouting at Marcus. I knew you were cheating on me, you son of a bitch. Who the hell is this guy? You're intentionally messing with me, aren't you? You damn well wait, I'll make your life hell. Marcus, however, was patient, his tone sounding flat, yet every word was a provocation. Yes, I am intentionally messing with you. Can't handle it already? Your tolerance isn't very good, is it? As he hung up the video call, Marcus thoughtfully added, "My name is Marcus. I'll be waiting. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how you're going to make my life hell. And a friendly reminder, you'd better be able to ruin me, or else I will absolutely ruin you." After breakfast, Marcus had someone send up a set of women's clothes. I changed and was about to leave when Marcus called out, "Hey." I stopped, instinctively asking, "What do you want? Do you want to charge me for cleaning your car?" Marcus seemed surprised by my question and smiled speechlessly. "You just kissed me." Not understanding what he meant, I asked in confusion, "So?" Marcus looked at me helplessly, said nothing more, and waved his hand, dismissing me. "Damn it, you're harassing me." I went back to the office. The trending topic was still on Twitter. With capabilities, there was no way Jason's trending topic would be removed. Since that was the case, I decided to add fuel to the fire. I posted a tweet before Jason did, officially announcing our breakup. Just releasing a breakup statement wasn't enough. Since we were breaking up, it had to be a clean split. I called my assistant. "How many of Jason's films are we still investing in?" Jason had terminated his contract with Vance Division 2 years ago to open his own studio, but Vance still invested in his film and television projects. 2 films and 2 TV series. One of the films has already started shooting, and the rest are still in preparation but will begin soon. I held my pen, tapping it lightly on the table. "Withdraw all investment. Tell the person in charge that if they're willing to replace the male lead, I might reconsider." Vance was a global leading ICT solutions provider. If it weren't for Jason, we wouldn't have ventured into the entertainment industry at all. Half an hour after I posted my breakup statement, my dad suddenly showed up at my office, his smile completely unconcealed. "Dad, what are you doing here? You didn't even tell me you were coming." My assistant brought in tea, but William didn't even take a sip, excitedly asking, "My dear girl, I saw the trending topic online. Did you break up?" Me? Question mark. I was getting old, and being cheated on wasn't exactly glorious news. Just as I was thinking about how to explain the trending topic to him, I heard him slap the table. "Good riddance. You should have broken up ages ago. That guy didn't look like a good guy. I never really liked him. Before, I had to be nice to him because of you, but now I finally don't have to pretend anymore." "Dad, your daughter just got cheated on. Aren't you going to console me first?" William finally remembered that detail, patted my hand, and said earnestly, "My dear girl, you were truly cheated on this time, not just some minor squabble. Don't let him sweet-talk you into getting back together." I rubbed my temples in resignation. "I know, Dad. I wondered if I had been too blinded by love when I was with Jason. Otherwise, why would everyone around me be happier than me about the breakup, and even worried I might get back together with him? I just liked Jason. I wasn't brain dead, willing to be taken advantage of after being cheated on." William pulled out a thick stack of documents from somewhere and placed them in front of me. "Girl, since you've broken up, you need to look forward. For example, this one, the youngest son of the Davies family, 2 years older than you, has his own investment company. And this one fro. The Hayes family, their only son, 3 years older than you. Oh, and this one, the second son of the Miller family, he's much more handsome than that pretty boy you used to date." I looked at the thick stack and quickly interrupted him. "Dad, your daughter just broke up with someone. You don't have to be in such a hurry." William waved his hand. "Oh, it's fine, my girl. Out with the old, in with the new. Take a look and see if there's anyone you like. Dad can arrange a meeting for you. How about this, you have lunch with the Davies family's son today. I'll go say hello to Mr. Davies now. Young people just need to socialize more." My head was spinning from listening to him, but I couldn't stop my dad's enthusiasm. Just then, my assistant said someone was looking for me. I thought, finally, someone to rescue me. I quickly asked for them to be shown in, only to find it was Marcus. Marcus enthusiastically walked up to greet him. "Uncle, long time no see. How have you been lately?" William laughed. "Marcus, when did you get back?" Marcus replied, "I just got back yesterday and haven't had a chance to visit you yet." As he spoke, Marcus suddenly looked at me. "Grace, I've already dried the clothes you left at my place last night." As soon as he said that, I saw my dad's eyes light up. My temples throbbed. What stunt was Marcus trying to pull now? Fearing my dad might get the wrong idea, I started to explain, "Dad, it's not." Before I could finish, my dad raised a hand and cut me off. "Don't say anything. Dad has his own judgment." William looked at me, then at Marcus, and asked, "Did you two stay together last night?" Marcus and I replied in unison, "No, Dad." "Yes, Uncle." I glared at Marcus, giving him a fake smile. Can you stop talking nonsense? Marcus, as if oblivious to my angry glare, grinned and shook the bag in his hand. I even washed your clothes last night. Did you forget? I quickly explained, Dad, it's not like that. I drank too much last night and you. St stayed over at his place for the night. We slept in separate rooms. Marcus chuckled and retorted, you were so drunk, how would you know we didn't sleep together? I didn't know what's gotten into Marcus. He used to love messing with me, and now he was doing it again. But I didn't dare say anything, because I really didn't know if we had slept together, though I was certain nothing had happened. William smiled and waved his hand, looking like he understood everything. It's all right, my girl, Dad isn't some traditional old man. You should have said something sooner, Dad understands. You won't have lunch with the Davies family's son today. Dad has some business, so I'll be going now. You two get to know each other. With that, he picked up the stack of documents from the table and walked out with a smile, patting Marcus's shoulder. Marcus, Uncle is really impressed with you. The moment the door closed, I grabbed a throw pillow from the sofa and hurled it at Marcus. Are you crazy? What are you doing here? Marcus caught the throw pillow and put it back in its place. To save you, of course. I scoffed, save me, my ass. You've ruined me. Now my dad has completely misunderstood. Marcus sat down and poured himself a cup of tea. How can you say that? If it weren't for me, you'd be going on blind dates this afternoon. Instead of dealing with all those people, wouldn't you rather just deal with me? I thought about it carefully, what he said seemed to make some sense. So I should thank you? Marcus leaned back on the sofa. You're welcome. Since you don't have to go to lunch with the Davies family's son, why not eat with me? It's almost mealtime, anyway. Without thinking, I refused. Busy. Not going. Marcus raised an eyebrow slightly. My treat. I stood up, smoothing the wrinkles in my skirt. All right, let's go. I'm getting the most expensive thing on the menu. Marcus let out a soft chuckle. Can you be a little less predictable? I scoffed. It's not every day. Why I get to rip you off for a meal. Because of the trending topic, Jason's reputation plummeted. Twitter was full of insults, and reporters were camped out at the apartment complex entrance. He hadn't dared to go online or even leave his apartment for days. Chloe had called him numerous times, but he hadn't answered any of them. His head was about to explode from all the stress. He had no energy left to care about anyone else's problems. His manager dragged him out of bed. You need to go apologize to Grace and sweet talk her. This situation has gotten too big. Many endorsements are already canceling their contracts with us, and Vance has ordered their investment to be removed. Jason exclaimed, removed their investment? When did that happen? His manager sighed. The day after you two broke up. Jason gritted his teeth. She really has the nerve. I never realized this woman was so ruthless. She wants to drive me to ruin. His manager gently advised, Grace might just be throwing a tantrum. Why don't you go coax her? It's not the right time to break up. You're an artist, even if you do split, it can't be seen as your fault. At the very least, you need to make sure the public doesn't think it's your fault. Jason was silent for a long moment, then conceded. He exited the apartment complex through the back door, drove to Vance, and took the elevator directly to the top floor. I had just finished meeting with a client in the reception room when my assistant told me Jason had arrived. I wasn't surprised at all. I would have been surprised if he hadn't shown up. Ms. Grace, should I show him in? I thought for a moment and said, no need. Bring him to my office, and also have a few security guards come up and wait outside my office door. I'll text you later, and you can bring them straight in. I unhurriedly returned to my office. Jason was clearly growing impatient, but he had no choice but to endure it. I sat in my executive chair, holding a coffee cup. What do you Aunt? Of course, I knew why he was here. In his current situation, who else could save him but me? Grace, Jason's face immediately broke into a smile. I had too much to drink that day and said some nonsense. Can you just forget about it? He had been overwhelmed by this mess for days and had no mind for maintaining his image. Just looking at his fake smiling face made me want to vomit. Forget about it? I asked him, suppressing my temper, word for word. Were you the one who cheated? Were you the one passionately kissing Chloe in front of everyone at the birthday party? Are those photos taken online real? Jason tried to explain, Grace, listen to me. I directly cut him off. You just need to answer yes or no. Are you still trying to lie to me? If you're here to apologize, you should show some sincerity. Jason paused for a long moment, then replied, yes. Hearing that, I let out a cold laugh. Since that's the case, what nerve do you have to come here? Jason quickly spoke. Grace, listen to my explanation. It was her, that woman Chloe, who seduced me. I truly love you. I never even intended to give her the time of day, but she kept tempting me. I had a moment of weakness. Please, give me another chance, just this one. I really do love you. People make mistakes, don't they? You have to give me a chance to make amends, right? After all these years we've been together, can you just give up on us like that? I promise you, this will never happen again. I've already cut off all contact with that woman. As he spoke, he pulled the ring I'd thrown into the drinking glass from his pocket, as if to prove something. Grace, believe me, let's stop this arguing, okay? Let's make up. If you don't like this ring, I can buy a new one and propose again. Just give me one chance. No wonder Jason was an award-winning actor. His acting was superb, even his tears fell perfectly. But unfortunately, I wasn't brain dead. I couldn't be bothered to waste any more words on him and dir. Eckley notified my assistant. The next moment, my assistant walked in directly with 3 or 4 tall security guards. I pointed at Jason. This man illegally entered my office, harboring ill intentions. Throw him out, and he is never to be allowed into Vance again. Jason was stunned. He tried to rush towards me but was immediately pinned to the ground by the security guards. Grace, listen to my explanation. I walked up to him, patted his cheek, and looked down at him. Do you think I'm stupid or something? That a little coaxing will make me pretend nothing happened? You've run out of chances. You need to understand that everything you have now is thanks to me. If it weren't for me, you'd still be an extra. Destroying you is as simple as crushing an ant. I can lift you to the heavens, and I can also ensure you never see the light of day again. Let me warn you, if you're smart, I might show some mercy, and I'll stop here. Hearing my words, Jason was visibly stunned. I had always been so docile around him that he thought I was a pushover. He had long forgotten my true nature. The fact that I could reach this position at Vance at such a young age and command respect from the old guard, apart from being William's daughter, was entirely due to my own efforts. I waved my hand for them to take him out, then quietly told my assistant, get me the surveillance footage from my office from just now. Also, investigate Jason's studio. Jason was dragged to a corner of the parking garage, where the security guards beat him up without a word. Their punches landed hard but were not lethal. When woke up, he was already in the hospital. He instinctively moved, only to gasp in pain. His manager walked into the hospital room and quickly said, don't move. You're covered in injuries. Except for his face, which he'd protected, the rest of his body was bruised all over, not a single patch of unbruised skin. He was in excruciating pain. Did you bring me to the hospital? I received an anonymous text message, his manager said. By the time I got there, you had already passed out, so I rushed you to the hospital. Weren't you going to see Grace? How did you get so badly hurt? Jason gritted his teeth. That bitch Grace had me beaten. I'm going to sue her, damn it. Grace? His manager was shocked. Weren't you going to get back together with her? Jason said viciously, getting back together is out of the question. That woman is like a completely different person. No matter how much I begged her, she wouldn't listen. Since she's ungrateful, then don't blame me for no longer showing mercy. His manager seemed to realize something and asked tentatively, you're not thinking of turning public opinion against Grace, are you? Jason didn't deny it. She had me beaten like this. Why should she get to be the victim? Ever since his cheating scandal broke, netizens online had been tearing him apart. Some fans had not only unfollowed him but also turned against him. Why should he be the only one to be cyberbullied? If he wasn't going to have a good life, Grace wouldn't either. They'd go down together. Desperate people do desperate things. After having Jason beaten, I was in a great mood. That night, I dragged Zoe out for some retail therapy. You mean you had that scumbag Jason beaten? Zoe's eyes lit up. Seriously? I took a sip of my drink. Of course. He's probably still in the hospital right now. Happy as she was, Zoe still had some concerns. If you had him beaten, he won't come after you, will he? What if he falsely accuses you of domestic abuse or something? From the day the trending topic broke until now, his studio hasn't released a single statement. He's being savaged online, and I seriously doubt, given that scumbag's shameless nature, that he won't try to twist today's events to his advantage if he wants to salvage his reputation. I waved my hand. Don't worry. I thought all of this through. I had someone beat him, but not a single bone as broken, and there wasn't even any blood. At most, it'll be classified as minor injuries. Plus, there were no security cameras there, so he has no evidence. As long as he dares to make an issue out of this, I'll crush him completely. Hearing that, Zoe couldn't help but give me a thumbs up. Only you, Grace. If hadn't cheated, I would have thought you'd gone crazy from dating him all these years. He's already half dead like this. If you do anything more, I'm afraid he won't be able to handle it and might do something drastic. I scoffed. He deserves it. Scumbags deserve to die, and a scumbag who messes with me deserves it even more. The fact that I haven't completely crushed him and still let him breathe is me doing a good deed. We both drank a lot. Zoe called her boyfriend to pick her up. Grace, should we drop you off? I looked at my phone. No thanks. We're heading in opposite directions, and it's a hassle. I've called a rideshare service. You two go ahead. Not long after Zoe left, a car pulled up in front of me. I waved it off, saying, "That's not my ride." Before I could finish, the car window rolled down, and I saw Marcus in the driver's seat. "Why are you here?" Marcus held the steering wheel, turning his head to look at me. "Who else would come pick up a drunk like you?" I instinctively retorted, "A rideshare service would." Marcus laughed in exasperation. "Stop arguing and get in the car." I shook my head. "I called a rideshare service." Marcus didn't bother arguing with me. He unbuckled his seatbelt, got out of the car, and pushed me into the passenger seat. I really had drunk too much, my head was starting to spin. As he buckled me into the car, I asked, "What about my car?" "I'll have someone pick it up tomorrow." I nodded. "Oh, okay." Not long after the car started, I drifted off to sleep. When I woke up, the car had stopped. I got out, paused for a moment, then looked at Marcus. "Dude, this isn't my place." "Are you the one who drank too much?" "Oh. Or did I?" Marcus simply said, "Oh. This is my place. I forgot I was supposed to take you home." I was speechless. I turned to get back in the car. "Well, then hurry up and take me home now." Marcus didn't reply. He grabbed my wrist and led me towards the elevator. "What's the difference? We're just looking for a place to sleep anyway. Besides, it's not your first time sleeping here." He leaned in closer, his face magnified before me. I instinctively took a step back. What was happening? Why did Marcus suddenly look handsome? It must be because I drank too much and wasn't thinking straight. The next morning, I was woken up by my phone, ringing incessantly. My head was about to explode from the noise. I fumbled for my phone under the pillow and put it on speaker. "Hello? Whatever it is, can it wait until I've fully woken up?" Zoe on the other end was clearly very agitated. "Can't wait. Big news, Grace." I was right, that scumbag really dared to make an issue out of this. Hearing that, I was mostly awake and quickly sat up. "What's going on?" Zoe said, "He and that homewrecker Chloe held a press conference. He claimed you two broke up ages ago, that they're in a normal relationship and are true love. He also said you committed domestic abuse, and he couldn't take it anymore. Plus, he even turned the tables and accused you of cheating. The guy in the photos is Marcus. When did you two get together? How could you hide it from me? I cheated on him with Marcus? What a joke." Zoe continued, "Grace, you really need to go check online. I can't stand it anymore. Whatever you can do, just crush him quickly. Don't let him cause any more trouble." I hung up the phone and immediately logged onto Twitter. The top trending topic was Grace and domestic, followed by similar stories claiming Jason was wrongly accused and that they, Jason and Chloe, were true love. I clicked on one entry and saw a video of Jason's press conference from that morning, wearing a hat and exposing the eye. Juries on his arm, he completely disguised himself as a victim. Chloe, meanwhile, was crying throughout the entire conference, claiming she was terribly wronged and falsely accused. I scrolled further down and saw the photo claiming I cheated. It was from the video call with Jason that day, when I intentionally provoked him by kissing Marcus. I hadn't expected him to screenshot it. It seemed this whole thing today was premeditated. I had underestimated him. I calmly exited Twitter and then called Jason. He answered almost immediately. "What's the meaning of calling me now? Did you see the trending topic and regret it? You shouldn't have treated me like that yesterday. If you're still willing to invest, I can tell my fans to go easy on you and not insult you so harshly, since you're just a girl. Oh, and by the way, Vance must be affected by all this, right? With a scandal like this, can you still hold on to your position?" Listening to his smug voice, I felt an indescribable rage. I must have been blind back then to fall for such scum. Me, regret it? You're dreaming in broad daylight. Even if I can't hold this position, it'll never be yours, not in a million years. And I called you to remind you to watch how you're going to crash and burn later. I told you before, you'll be the only one regretting this. After speaking, I hung up his call directly and then notified my assistant to pick me up. I changed my clothes and opened the bedroom door. Marcus, standing by my door, was startled. What are you doing standing by my door? You scared me to death. Marcus didn't answer me but instead asked, are you going to the press conference now? I frowned slightly. Are you still eavesdropping? Just tell me yes or no. Brushing my teeth, I mumbled, yes. What's it to you? Marcus said, I'm coming with you. I refused. Why would you go? Didn't you see people online calling you my homewrecker? And you still want to go? Marcus smiled. If I insist on going, can you stop me? Around 10:30, I arrived at the venue. They seemed very surprised by my sudden appearance, and reporters swarmed towards me. Fortunately, security personnel held them back. Ms. Grace, is it true you cheated? From what we understand, the man in the photos is Mr. Marcus of Ascend. What is your relationship now? Did you really commit domestic abuse? Or do you have some special need for violent release? I glanced at the two people on stage, then walked up. What are you doing here? I didn't answer Jason. Instead, I looked at Chloe beside him. Miss Chloe, would you like to go touch up your makeup? It's all smeared from crying. Whether it was genuine fear or an act, Chloe kept backing away as soon as she saw me, crying even harder, making it seem like I was bullying her. Jason solicitously pulled her into his arms to comfort her. What exactly are you doing here? I smiled at him. Of course, I'm here to ruin you. Didn't I call you ahead of time? Oh, and by the way, I brought you a gift. Hope you like it. Without waiting for his reply, I looked out at the audience and made a stop gesture. 1 minute for silence, and I will answer your questions. Then, I had my assistant bring up my laptop and project it onto the projector screen. There were 2 videos in total. The first was from the day Jason came to my office, and the second was a video from Jason's birthday party that day, recorded in the private room. Fortunately, the private room door hadn't been closed that day, and a security camera in the hallway was aimed directly inside. I turned the volume up to maximum, ensuring everyone present could hear clearly. The murmuring in the audience died down the moment the screen lit up. As for the 2 beside me, Jason's face was more distorted than if he'd eaten something foul, and he glared at me as if he wanted to kill me. Chloe's face, on the other hand, was chalk white, especially after the video from the private room played. The video, lasting just over 10 minutes, quickly ended. I looked at the reporters below, who really cheated, I believe you've all seen. As I spoke, I intentionally replayed the clip where Jason admitted to cheating in my office. The word yes was so clear and resonant. Perhaps it truly enraged Jason, as he lunged forward to grab my laptop, trying to shut down the screen, but unfortunately, my security personnel quickly subdued him. Disregarding his image, he screamed at me, Grace, shut that damn video off. Feigning fear, I retreated behind my assistant and spoke, my voice trembling with feigned fright. You all saw that, didn't you? Who really has a greater propensity for violence? I looked at Mr. Jason and asked him, word by word, Mr. Jason, you claimed I subjected you to domestic abuse. Do you have any witnesses or physical evidence to prove I did it? Jason fixed his gaze on me, and for a long moment, he couldn't utter a single word. It wasn't that he didn't want to refute it was that he truly had no evidence. There was no security camera in that corner, no one passed by, and the security guards who assaulted him had voluntarily resigned that very day. With those people gone, where would he find evidence? I let out a scoff, my eyes full of disdain as I looked at him. Since you have no evidence, then this is slander, and I have the right to sue you, Mr. Jason. I will have Vance's lawyers contact you. Just then, someone cried out, and everyone immediately looked at their phones. I raised an eyebrow and walked towards Jason. Aren't you going to take a look? It's my gift to you. Jason had a bad feeling. He quickly pulled out his phone to check the trending topics. The number 1 trending topic almost made him gasp for air. It clearly stated Jason's tax. Without a whisper of warning, it was suddenly exposed, and he was in a panic. If the authorities started investigating, he was finished. Forget about his career in this industry, the breach of contract penalties would ruin high. You did this, Grace, you cruel monster. How could you be so heartless? Looking at Jason's pale face, I felt a surge of satisfaction. Why so fierce? Didn't I tell you to be smarter? You just had to be an idiot. I hadn't originally intended to do this, but that's how people are, show them kindness, and they'll only take advantage of it. The reporters, holding their cameras, swarmed around, firing incriminating questions. Jason felt like dying, with such a huge scandal erupting. He had no mind to stay there, abandoning even Chloe. I watched Chloe crying and sobbing, but couldn't be bothered to care. As I prepared to leave, I was stopped by reporters. Ms. Grace, what is your relationship with Mr. Marcus? You haven't explained the photo from the video. I frowned slightly, not wanting to answer those questions, but Marcus appeared at precisely that moment. I looked up at Marcus's smiling face. Didn't I tell you not to come? Marcus didn't reply to me. After withdrawing his hand, he turned to the reporters. Ms. Grace and I are currently friends. As for the cheating you mentioned, the photo Mr. Jason posted online is dated July 3rd, while Ms. Grace and Mr. Jason officially broke up on July 2nd. Therefore, there was no cheating involved. One reporter latched onto a key point. So, would you call this a seamless transition? Marcus maintained his smile, his tone unhurried. As I just said, we are currently friends. Why would friends kiss on the cheek then? Why? Marcus's tone carried a hint of regret, perhaps. Grace had just broken up and wanted to make Mr. Jason jealous using me. I've already had someone upload the video showing the exact origin of that photo online. You can judge for yourselves. I hear you two grew up together, like childhood sweethearts. Now that Ms. Grace has broken up, is there a possibility of an arranged marriage between you two? When I heard that question, I tugged on Marcus's sleeve, signaling him to be quiet. But he not only ignored me, he even looked at me as he answered, there is a possibility of marriage, but it will absolutely not be for an arranged marriage. Fearing would say something else outlandish, I quickly pulled him into the car. After a few minutes of calming down in the car, my thoughts gradually cleared. Where did you get that video? Marcus, sitting beside me, turned his face. I have security cameras installed at my place. Hearing that, I slapped his arm. You're a pervert. Marcus gripped my wrist. Only in the living room, don't worry. I didn't upload the part where you weren't wearing pants. I know my limits. You have no limits. I pulled my hand away. What nonsense were you spouting to those reporters? I wasn't spouting nonsense, Marcus said, looking into my eyes, his tone serious. I want to pursue you. The words had barely left his lips when a sudden break made my body lurch forward with inertia. Are you trying to murder me? I quickly apologized. I'm sorry, boss, it wasn't intentional. After I got out of the car, Marcus followed me. Grace, I'm serious. I like you. I stopped, turning around. Then why didn't you say so before? Marcus paused for 2 seconds before speaking. I felt you didn't like me. I even thought you disliked me a little. So, I finished Marcus's sentence. You spent all those years overseas to avoid me. Marcus lightly hummed in agreement. Not entirely. It was mainly because you were with Jason at the time. I remained silent, saying nothing. Marcus walked over to my side and said, a little cautiously, would you consider giving me a chance? I think I could be a good boyfriend to you. Marcus seemed very patient, not rushing for an answer. He tentatively took my hand. Come on, let's go get some lunch first. He started to pull me forward, but I didn't move. I used the hand he was holding to pull Marcus closer to me. Would you ever cheat on me? He didn't seem surprised at all by my question, and told me with almost no hesitation, very firmly, no, never. What if? Marcus asked me, what do you want to do? I said, if you cheat on me, all your movable and immovable assets will be voluntarily transferred to me. All right, Marcus said without any hesitation, I'll have my assistant draft an agreement right now. His gaze was sincere. I wanted to give it a try, a 3-month trial period. Marcus subtly frowned, isn't that a bit long? 4 months. No way. 3 months is 3 months, we agreed on it. Then I want to eat breakfast made by you personally tomorrow. No problem.